Hello and welcome back to another YouTube tutorial of creating art project. So in this video, we are going to be creating the login screen. This is the first design we are making, and I will show you quickly what the login screen would look like. So I will pull it up. So it will look like this. But the translucent background won't be applicable, but I'll make it look exactly like this. But what you're seeing here, if you look closely in this image, you'll notice that it looks more like a glass. The interface looks more like a glass, so we're not going to be making it look more like a glass. um, I'll be doing that separately on a whole new tutorial about designs and everything. So not on this tutorial. So we're going to be designing what you're seeing here. Excluding this, we are going to be adding this one here, right here, on the splash screen. So for now, our focus is on the login page. Let's get right back into our IDE and see how things are going to look like. So before we continue, the last video I showed you guys something about screen. Yeah, so let me re-explain this a little bit. I think I didn't complete the whole explanation. So remember when we were adding screen and loading screen, right? So we are first of all building the Kivy file of the particular screen we are trying to load. So it says screens, name of the screen, and then Kivy. So it goes to this dictionary. Everything here is the name of the screen. Now, inside this dictionary is everything concerning the model, controller, and the KV. This is the KV file, so it gets us this part for the excuse me, for the library. I mean, for the or add screen or load screen method to actually build the file. Now, when we get model, screen's name model, we get the model. Remember what I explained about model? Actually, it's all these things has been imported for us automatically by the Kivy MD MVC pattern. So each time you add a new view, it's going to automatically import those controller and models for you. So the controller also does the same thing, gets it and initializes with a model. You don't need to understand the whole concept about how the underlying methods of all these things. Just wait until we get to the phase of using controllers and models. You want to understand better why we are using them. And we get the screen from the controller. Controller.getView gets us actually the screen widget we are trying to add, and then we add it to the root widget. So without further ado, let's move ahead to the designing phase. So first of all, I would also want to inform you that I created a readme.md and I've already pushed the code to GitHub. So I've created a readme.md file. I don't know why it's taking time. Okay, whenever it wants to render. So if you go here, you would see the instructions on how to set up your project if you are still confused. Also, I added a requirement.txt and I updated it. So everything you need to know about this requirement.txt is on the readme.md file. Alright, so first of all, we're going to head over to our view folder. Let me minimize everything. So when you open your art folder, you head over to view, go to login, and then go to login screen.py. Now there is a magic that I performed here. Is it performing? Oh, I'm about to perform here. Yeah. So with the Kivy MD MVC pattern, while adding screen is going to create these stuffs here. You're going to have a mobile screen view, a tablet screen view. This is just the responsive layout where if you minimize to a certain level, it will give you a tablet view. If you minimize also to a certain level, it will give you a mobile view. Then if you maximize to your whole desktop, it will give you a desktop view. So this right here is going to waste our startup time. Let's say we are adding a screen. It's going to take time to add the screen because it is actually initializing these three different screen patterns, which will be containing lots and lots of KV code. So we don't want to interfere with the. We don't want to reduce our startup time. We don't want to reduce. We don't want to increase. Sorry, we don't want to increase our startup time. We don't want to make our app look slow. So what we're going to do is simple. Just join me in the libs folder here. Actually, I created a file named patches. Here I patched the Kivy MD responsive layout. Yeah, there's a method in this responsive layout named set screen. So if I should hit Control B on it, it will take us to this set screen. Now notice something here. It's adding the mobile view right after it is initialized. If it is a mobile view, it will add it. If it's a tablet view, it will add it, and so on and so forth. Now, what I did is this: instead of initializing then adding it later, we kind of like initialize and add it instantly. What I did in the patches is this: I referenced the mobile view, initialized it, and then added it to the widget, right? Same thing here. As you can see, the open and close bracket here, it means that I want to initialize this. But here it means that it has already been initialized and you want to add it straightforward. So what we want is to initialize then add. Depending on the screen we want to add, we don't want to initialize all of them at the same time and then add. No. So what we're going to do is this file. Don't worry, this file you will get it on the GitHub repo. Um, you don't have to worry about how these things are being set up. So just remove your focus from there. Now, what you are going to do here for me is simple. Remove these brackets here, all of them. So it's done. And the next thing you have to do for me also is to go to your main.py screen, main.py file, not screen, and then maybe somewhere here, anywhere, say from libs, just import the patches. Then put something like hashtag nocar, which is to tell our PyCharm, hey, don't hashtag this file because we're not using it. Just don't make it look like we're not using it. Let me show you. So if I remove this, it's going to give us this. So if I put this back, it means, hey, we are using it. But it doesn't matter. If you like, you put it. If you like, you don't put it. It doesn't matter. So next thing next is when you run your application, although we have not set up anything yet. So when you run your main.py file, you are going to critically get an error, say Firebase error or request error. Remember, install the requirement.txt, very, very important. So no module name Firebase. So what we are going to do exactly in this situation is that we are going to head over to our um, model and then database. Yeah, so what we're going to do is to remove this guy here. We're just going to hashtag it because currently we don't need it. Also, we are going to hashtag this guy. We'll still remove all of them, but for now we want our focus to just be on the designing phase. We still get back to the database. So once that out of the way, when you run your project again, it should just show you a white screen. Okay, we are having extra says tablet. The object is not callable. What? It should be. It should be. Okay, let me pause this video and try to fix it. Okay, I think I figured out the problem. Here we use splash screen instead of login screen. Yeah, login screen. So the first screen for now we are testing on is the login screen. So what we have to do is just run our code again, and hopefully, yeah, we'll get a white screen. This is exactly what we are looking for. And right now it's time for designing. Yeah, just put your seatbelt on and focus. Please focus. If you don't focus, you will not get what I'm doing. All right. So advice is don't just code anything right now. Just focus on what I'm exactly doing. Um, so first thing first is I've already explained the project structure to you guys, and by now you must be familiar with MVC. So inside this component, we're going to head over to platforms and then mobile. Yeah. So inside mobile, we're going to first of all be designing the mobile screen view. So here, no need to give a name anyway. We just have to start straight away. First of all, let's let's check this design. This is a box layout. If you look at it closely, you will notice that the first widget in this screen is a box layout, right? And then followed by a label, text field. So whatever, we're going to be starting with a box layout, and the orientation is going to be vertical, right? And we're going to give it an adaptive height. We want to start building it from ground up, yeah, so that there will be this space up here. Very important. So yeah, um, let's just head over to our code and see what I'm talking about. So for example, MD box layout. The next thing is that we're going to set the orientation to vertical. Very important, the padding. Padding, I'm going to set it to 30 dp, both on the x-axis and on the y-axis. So let's look closely at this image here. So between here and here should be 30 or 40, but I'm basing it on 30. And below should be around 40, 50, but I'm not doing 40 or 50. I'm just leaving at 32. So let's just leave it at 30 dp all in all. And then we are going to space out everything, right? We are going to set the spacing to 30 dp. Yeah, that is the spacing between the label, the text field, the button, and every other stuff here. All right, then we are going to set this to an adaptive height, which means we want to build it from ground up, right? So we're going to set this to true. First of all, our label. Now, what is in the text? Uh, we saw a capital hello again. I mean, a bold and bigger hello again. So we are going to set this to bold. We're going to use the markup here. I'm not going to set the font style to whatever. I'm not going to set it to H2 or H6 because I want to use a 1MD label to kill two birds, right? Instead of creating two MD label, which will waste our time rendering the KV file or building the KV file. We want to manipulate the MD label to just use only one label to render the whole text. So now we're going to set the size, set it equals to, uh, remember you are going to cast whatever we are setting it to an int. So set it to SP30. Yeah, then close it. So which means give us a pixel size of 30 SP. I don't know what that SP means, but it's used for fonts. Only use it in fonts. DP are for widgets. So then we now type hello again here. Yeah. Then we are going to slash out close our boldness and then close our size. It doesn't matter which one comes first. All right. I'm going to bring this thing down a little bit here and put a slash sign, which means they continue on the next line. Then put welcome back, right? You, yeah. Then we are going to put a slash in here. Then missed, right? Am I missing anything? No. So don't worry about this bullshit here. I'm going to just set it to save to dictionary. Yeah. And then next thing is that we're going to set our text to center. Make it appear on the center and then set the markup. The markup should be true so as to render the boldness and the size on the text. Then font size, we are going to set this to 20 sp. The hello again is going to be 30 sp. Then welcome back, you have been missed is going to be 20 sp. Then adaptive height is somewhat, yeah, we're going to set it to true. So let's see how this thing looks like. Uh, what am I missing? Hmm. Uh, I don't really know what I'm missing right now. Oh my god. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah. So since we are on the mobile view, we have to kind of like minimize so that we make it appear. It should appear. Uh, I'm going to pause again to fix this. So actually, we did not build a Kivy file for mobile screen. So MVC pattern or whatever it is called, the Kivy MD MVC pattern did not provide a way for us to build the whatever the I can't remember the Kivy file. So we are going to be doing it manually ourselves. Though the project needs to be updated, the KVMD MVC project needs to be updated for this to function fully. So we're going to get the direct name and then we are also going to get the join. So we're going to say, we're going to also import the Kivy builder, Kivy the lang port builder. Then directly below, we are going to load the file, right? So how are we going to load the file? We are going to join, then we're going to get the directory name of the current file we are on, which is this mobile screen.py, and then join it with, yeah, mobile screen.kv. Good. So I guess if we run this code, it should work, and I'm going to, yeah, it appeared. So like I told you earlier, if you go this way, it's going to enter tablet screen. Increase more is going to enter desktop view. So here we are on mobile view. So we have hello again below there. Welcome back, you have been mixed. So let's check if it aligns with what we have here. Yeah, it totally aligns. So let's continue with the code. So after we have added the label, am I still recording? Or am I talking to my? Okay, I'm still recording. So after we have added the label, we are going to add the text field directly under MD label. We're going to create another, yeah, box layout, which will hold the two text field. So I will say adaptive height here, call it True. Then spacing is going to be 20 dp. Spacing between the text fields. So you are going to join me in typing. Okay. Uh, okay. So what next we are going to do is to create a text field. I've already created a text field. It is inside this. Let me minimize this guy here. It's inside this components folder. As you can see here, text field. Yeah. So I won't be showing you, excuse me, I won't be teaching you how I created a text field. This is something I won't explain to you. It takes time to explain all those. So if you want to understand deeper, I'll be creating a course based on this designing stuff and then explain how to design, make some specific design and how to create things that look so beautiful yourself. So for now, I won't be explaining it, but the code will be there on GitHub. So um, now this text field is going to have a radius of 10 dp. That is, the corner radius should be 10 dp, and the hint text should be enter username, just as the one on the picture. Yeah. Now for us to be able to use this, we must do something which is very important. So when we head over to our main.py, excuse, excuse me, we are going to say from component dot, oh okay, from component import, I think it should import, ah no, okay, that should be from component of factory import register factory. Yeah, so we are going to import this function. This function allows us to be able to use the custom files inside the component. When you import it, then you are going to call it register factory. So what it does is to register the factory so that we can use the widgets directly inside our Kivy code. So let's run this and see if we are having any errors or any issues. Okay, no, we are not having any errors or any issues. As you can see, the text field is right here. Yeah. So next thing is that we are going to copy this and paste it here. So we are just going to call this password. Let's look at what it gives us here. Yeah, so we have these two stuff, these two text field. As you can see, there's a little bit of shadow behind it. Yeah, and there's too much lightning on the it makes the text field not to appear so much. So I'll go to the text field widget and maybe increase the elevation by 6. Let's see how that looks like. Yeah, maybe this is okay a little bit. I'm going to leave it at this. Now next thing is that we are going to design the recovery password button, this button right here. So what we are going to do is simple. We're just going to create an empty text button. Since this is a label itself, we're going to set this to bold true and then set the color to a 000.5, not too dark. All right, then the text should be recover password. So when we run our application, I'm not using hot reloader because we are going to be testing for different screens, and hot reloader won't do us any good at doing that. Yeah. So yeah, there's one thing remaining is supposed to be on the right side. So we are going to use a pose hint to arrange it on the right side. So center X, no, not center X. We're going to use right. Set it to 1. So hey, just move to the right, nothing else. All right, now it is time to design this button here. And notice how I arranged the text field plus the empty text button in a box. Oh, it is not in a box layout of its own. Sorry. I'm going to be moving this inside its own box layout. Yeah. Let's run this again. Yeah. So it should be better that way because the spacing here shouldn't be too much. Alright. So next thing is to design the raise button that I just showed you earlier. So it's a raise button. We are going to remove the empty. I designed my own button, which is also inside of these components here. Button. A lot of American movie and what's it called? British movie. Fucked up stuff. Makes me talk button. Alright, so we are going to create sign in. Yeah. The text should be sign in and the size hint. Set a size hint X to 1. It should just span across the box layer entirely and stop at the padding section. Then when we're done with it, we'll set the label padding. The label padding is the text padding. The label padding should be 20 dp, 20 dp. The reason why I'm setting it 20 dp, 20 dp is that this text field contains a button inside of it. Yeah, the button icon, I think this should have a button icon. Right? So the button icon is of size 45 dp, I guess. Yeah, so 45 dp. So to actually get um the same context or the same height, we set the padding top to 20 dp and the padding width, the padding height to 20 dp and the padding width to 20 dp. So x should be 20 and y should be 20. Uh, we are not done yet. As you can see on the button, the radius size is not something so nice. So I'm going to set our, no, forget on release for now. We should run this code and make sure that everything is the way we want it to be. So I want you to put your attention on this signing button. Notice the blue shadow behind it. I'm trying to imitate exactly what appears here. Notice the pink, or I don't know what color this is. Notice this shadow. It is not too much. It is just there, but not so too much. So it's just there. Yeah. So same thing happens here. I designed it on the button. If you want to see how it works, I'm not going to explain how I did that. Go to the button section of inside the component folder and view it for yourself. So next is that we're going to design what you are seeing here. This gradient line with it, or continue with, and this gradient line here. So let's see how that functions. Okay, so next thing for us is to add a separator, right? Yeah. So first of all, we're going to create an MD box layout. set its height to adaptive height. Yeah. And then spacing should be around 20 dp. Padding should be, yeah, just give us 10 dp on the x-axis and then 0 dp on the y-axis. So then here we're going to add our separator. Now when we run this code, we are going to get something like this. Yeah, can you see this line? This is a gradient opacity to a black line. So what we want to do is, I've already created a separator on the same component folder. Go there, check it out. I'm not going to be explaining those. So we want to get this kind of stuff and then put or continue with, and then this one too. So by default, it goes from opacity to black. That is from 0, 0, 0, 0, 4 zeros, then to 0, 0, 0, 1. So next thing for us is to add this MD level. Set the text to or continue with. And then it should be an adaptive height. And also font style should be caption. Now, next thing is for us to create the other separator, but here we are going to change the colors, not color, but colors. The attribute to use is colors, not color. So we're going to set the colors to somewhat, we're going to start with a black. From black, then we go to opacity. To do it this way, when we run our code, yeah, so we get exactly what we are seeing on the other page. Yeah. So next thing is for us to design the most expensive aspect of this space, which is these buttons, these three buttons. They are so easy to design, but not so easy. I will show you guys in a bit. So first thing first is that when we look at, let me bring it up again. When we look at this button, they are in a box layout, horizontally aligned, right? And there is a padding here and a padding here, which makes it to move a little bit on the inside. Yeah. So what we're going to do is that we're going to create an empty box layout. Outside, yeah, on the bigger empty box layout. So we're going to create it here and then make this empty box layout, right? Set the adaptive height to true. And then next thing is for us to set the spacing to 30 dp. And then set the padding to 10 dp. Yeah, the padding should just bring it inside a little bit, 10 dp. And on the y-axis, we don't need padding on the y-axis. Or we can increase this to 15 dp, just in case. Um, then now we are going to create those three buttons. I've already created them, it's in the component. I'm not going to explain that. Align icon button, right? Then we are going to call this icon. All these icons we are using for now, I'm still going to be changing all of them. So on the next video, I'll be showing you the new icons I'll be using, not these KVMD icons. Now I'm going to show you how you can implement that easily without changing big stuff. So I'm going to set this to Google, and then size hint X should be 1. The line color should be 1, comma 1, comma 1, comma 1. Then moving on to the next, the MDBG color should be a complete transparency. We don't need any color there. Let's run this and look at how it looks like. Yeah, we need to darken the background color of the screen a little bit for us to be able to see our line color. So what I might be doing is that I'm going to head over to main.py. I don't know if MD Stream Manager has the ability. Does he inherit from teaming? Declarative behavior, only declarative behavior. Oh, it doesn't have MDBG color, so we can't set it there. But what we can do is to set it individually, which is going to be a waste of time, but we have to do that anyway. So let's head over to our login screen.kv, not on the mobile, but the login screen.kv. Let me expand this a little bit so that you see everything. So when you go to login screen, just down here, login screen.kv, you open it up. This should have MDBG color. We're going to set it to 1, 1, 1, point. Let's say 7. Let's see how that looks like. Okay, 7 is still too much. 5. And I don't think this is actually applying. It's not quite applying. Let me look for where I can add this, and I'm going to pause this video. Okay, so I use a hex color here. Let me just put the hairstyle here, and then set this basta. Just let me save it. I put a hex color to make it a little bit darker. Yeah, it's easier this way. So yeah, we are now having this screen. So if you need more light, just increase the lightning. So this whiteness comes out. Yeah. So I added it at the login screen. So we are going to continue here. So let's completely add the extra remaining 2 buttons. So this align button, we're going to just copy everything here and paste, then change this guy to Apple. Also, we are going to copy this guy, change it to Facebook. Let's check our code. Yeah. So we're almost done. Exactly what we're looking for. But you might notice the difference here. This is a little bit larger. This Apple is a little bit larger than the Google and Facebook, but I'm not doing that. If you want to do that, just figure it out on your own. So I'm leaving mine this way. So I'll continue with. I don't like the way this is. Okay. So whoever is going to be using this, let me reduce the spacing here. On the separator, let's reduce the spacing to 15 dp. because it's kind of like clustering together while whenever we are moving this thing a little bit closer. Uh, I think it should be best left at 10 so that we can have a balance if the phone is too small something. Yeah, yeah. Okay, this should be. If your phone is more than this, your phone is stupid. All right, all right. So let's continue. Now we are going to give these things color. I actually forgotten the way I gave them color, the icon colors. It should be icon color. Let's check. Uh, component button.kv align icon button. So team text. Okay, it should be icon color. Yeah, icon color. It should be icon color. And what is the actual parameter of the icon color? Is it a color? Okay, it's a color property, which means we can do anything we want with it. All right. So our Google is going to take red. Our Google is going to take red. Our Apple should be black as normal. Facebook. Icon color should be blue. Yeah. Gosh. So we are almost done. What the fuck just happened? Um. Yeah. I think I know what just happened. Text icon color. Uh, so I think I should set this to custom. Let's remove that primary from there. I'm going to just change yours to also to custom. I don't want to be applying those stupid team text icon color stuff to yeah. Oh, if I change it to custom, Apple will become white. Every icon is going to turn to white. Too bad. Okay, yeah, let's change back to primary and then do everything manually. Let me just copy theme icon color. Yeah. So theme icon color should be custom for Facebook and Google. Custom. Now when I run my code, everything should look normal. Exactly. So I think this is what we are actually expecting. The last but not the least is not a member question mark register. So we are going to implement that final phase. Just remember how we built from ground up. That is exactly the way you should be building your project from ground up. MD label, we are going to have each align, set it to center, and then adaptive height should be true. Next thing is to set the text. Inside this text, we are going to have not know what. Again, not a member. Right? Then we have a question mark. So here we are going to create a bold and a blue color text. First 219 F3. So this is a blue color. 2196 F3. This is a blue color. Then we are going to have register now. And then we are going to close the color and then close the boldness. So the register now is going to act as a button where we can click. We are going to be using the ref markup, but not now. So we are not just we're not implementing anything clicking right now. We're just focused on designing. So we're going to set the markup for the markup to render. Then set the font style to caption. Yeah. When we run this bad boy, yeah, we should have something like this. Yeah. So I think we need to increase the padding below. Let's give these padding X 30, padding Y should be 40 dp. Oh no, 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 no. So 30 top is 30 dp, sideways 30 dp, and then the bottom should be 40 dp. Yeah. Okay. So I hope it matches what we are looking for. Yeah. Hello again. Welcome back. You've been missed. So if you put it on Android phone, if you render this, if you launch it on Android phone, you're going to get the feel you are looking for. Forget about the curvy areas. I know on desktop, Kivy kind of like tends to look a little bit ugly. Assuming these edges were curvy, yeah, you would feel the same feeling you'll be getting on this image. So I'm going to be stopping here for the mobile view. This is almost 30 something minutes or 40 minutes. Right. This is 47 minutes during the video. See you on the next video designing the tablet and the desktop version. I'll make it shorter since we have it's almost the same code. The desktop version looks like this. Yeah. So it is almost the same code. We're going to just be doing some copying and pasting here in the next video. Except for this, this has an elevated format. We're going to also do that. All right. See you on my next video.